Welcome to Philly Coco Presents Side Project Spotlight, episode 97. This is developers' journey into making cool stuff. I'm Kotaro.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are Philly Coco, a Philadelphia-based Coco Heads community focused on Apple development that primarily, but not exclusively, means iOS, Mac, tvOS, watchOS, and visionOS development. Philly Coco's true desire is to take you higher on your own developer journey. Woo! All right.
Yes.
Yes, we have just recovered from the iPhone event, and how are we feeling about it?
Ooh, I'm feeling like my bank account is about to take a major hit, but it's okay because as I've mentioned before, I do budget like a boss. So I've been saving my dimes because of inflation.
You've been itemized. You've been itemizing everything.
I do. I think I saved enough. I'm finally going to upgrade my phone, so I'll have all of the amazing features of Apple Intelligence. I'll have the ability to use Apple Intelligence if it ever has some amazing features. Actually, believe it or not, I think that translation thing they're doing, the live translation thing, is actually technically some model on your phone. So I'm going to buy an iPhone 17 Pro Max.
Whoa, you're going
because
all
out. I have a 14 Pro Max now, so I like the big giganto phone for photography reasons and editing on the go. And it's like a 2020 era mortgage payment, back when they were affordable. So
it's only like what? $1,200, $1,400.
It's so much money. Actually, I don't. If I trade in my phone, they're offering $400 on a 14 Pro Max phone. Which, when I looked up how much they're going for still, like on Amazon or something, real quick, I think they're selling for like $500 to $600. $6-ish. So that's not terrible for trading, honestly.
No, not at all.
But I'm gonna get one. I'm excited though because I don't know what color though, because they don't have black, which is weird.
Are you planning to put a case on there?
Yeah, I probably should get the blue one then. I guess.
Okay,
it's the closest one.
Is Friday pre-order day or?
I gotta get my pre-order thing set up so I can
did you
try
get
to
your
get
pre-order in?
Yes, I gotta get my pre-order in. So I
could
saved
change
one
it, actually.
Now I got to do a pre-approval thing, whatever.
Because are you going to the store to pick it up, or are you getting it delivered?
Well, I've done both. In this case, I would probably try to do a pickup just because it's so expensive. I'm having my AirPods delivered, but it should be okay.
You're getting the AirPod Pro 3?
Oh, yeah, that's the other reason my wallet is getting small. I'm getting the AirPods. Look, Apple's very specific about how you say these things. It's AirPods Pro 3.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a mouthful at all.
Will the lawyers come after me if I say it wrong?
The Apple cops will come after you. It looks like a good upgrade. It does. I'm using the AirPods Pro 2 right now.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that the microphone gets a little better. But other than that, I like these things. So if they have better active noise cancellation and they fit a little better, because that would be nice, because the one kind of gets loose in my ear and I'm exercising. That's all I really want.
What about you, Aaron? You're getting a new phone?
Tell you what, I haven't pre-ordered yet.
If you are going to get one, which one? Because I don't know if you have the same needs that Steven has.
I don't, but right now I have the 14 Pro, not Max. So
they're both so huge now. They're all the Pros are so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just keep getting bigger.
This is bigger than my current one. This is going to be a bigger screen than's on my current 14 Pro Max. They just keep getting bigger.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
What do they call that bump now?
It's going to be an iPad Mini.
Yes, I'm like, why do they even bother with the iPad Mini? It's just going to be an iPad Mini eventually.
What do they call that bump? They call it a plateau, or they call it
the camera plateau. Which I saw some reviewers saying this. I'm not going to call it that. I thought that was funny. I'm not going to call it that.
I mean, it's one more syllable, so I get it, but
it's just Apple, man.
Pretty soon, it's going to be the whole back of the phone.
Yeah.
Soon, it's going to be called Mountain.
Well, what'd you think about the Air? Because it's not iPhone 17 Air; it's just iPhone Air, right?
I am actually quite intrigued by it, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, like it reminds me of like when they announced the MacBook Air. It has the same sort of like, oh, it's pretty expensive for like what you get, but the whole point of it is
it's compromised features,
right?
But it's so super thin. It's like that's cool.
Like
it's
they
like
show
Apple
that
flexing again, which I like.
They show like the index finger and like it's even thinner than your index finger is what the implication is.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I just like it when Apple's like back on we're just gonna make things thin because no one asked for this phone. People asked for what the pros have become: thicker, heavier, full of battery. Nobody's asking for a phone like this, but this could be a precursor of what the foldable phones will be. Like if I was going to make a foldable phone, I would need to have as thin phones as possible.
Half of a foldable phone.
Half of a foldable phone. So the actual one will be. So if this thing's like $1,000, is the foldable phone going to be $2,000?
Yes.
That was the rumor, right?
Be.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes sense now.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of funny because I guess this kind of is a nice dovetail into iOS 26 and primarily, the controversial Liquid UI and that whole design system as a whole, right? Because Liquid Glass is meant to be sort of like this unified UI. And one of the things about that UI is like it has to be, like we've talked about this as being like, oh, this is not so much that this UI is actually targeting or it's part of a larger conversation about products coming down the pike, right? Like
yeah, I think so.
The foldable phone or like an AR experience.
Yeah, I have.
What is it? Is all your liquid glass gonna like pool into crease in the middle of your folding phone?
Let's just take the metaphor.
I almost spit out my ginger beer.
Yeah. That's great. If you fold the phone a little bit and all the icons just kind of melt into the center. I wouldn't put it past them, honestly.
I mean, that does make sense though, right? Because like, how do you like obfuscate the crease? But if you make it feel like it's liquidy, right? Like the whole
my god,
UI,
I didn't even think
area.
about that. Maybe the crease itself acts as like a liquid channel or something that when it's going to be obvious. I don't know.
Right, like
just like the what the heck, the little island.
Yeah. Why can't we dynamic island?
The dynamic island is just
really draw attention to it because it's never going to be invisible.
Yeah, maybe Apple will do that.
In fact, as it creases, like the UI gets all like gooey looking as it like closes, or like I don't know when they say it's a foldable phone, right? And I'm thinking like the sandwich phones is one. Is it going to be a sandwich phone or is it going to be like a nope? Like a
nobody knows for real.
They'll make both.
They make both.
Whatever sells.
Samsung. But that's the thing is like from what I understand of the market, those phones don't sell.
They're just too expensive.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how much I think Samsung, the one of the two types, whether it be the book phone or the sandwich phone. The sandwich phone sells way more than the book phone because it's almost like what's that?
As like a niche thing.
Yeah.
I saw someone in a bar with one of those folding phones. I think she was doing art stuff on it or something. I don't remember exactly, but like if you think about it, like one of those little phones, if you're on the go, I could see it being useful for like photographers, digital creator people that want to have a little more screen real estate but don't want to carry another device around. Because who does? I mean, it has this niche appeal, these things, but for the money, maybe Apple's just testing the waters with the Air. Like, here's a real expensive phone with compromises. How many people will buy it?
I mean, it costs what? $1,100, about the same amount as a low end. The cost between that and like a base iPhone Pro is not that different. Not much different from what I remember seeing. It might be like $99 actually. I should
it is because they got rid of the lowest storage tier for the iPhone Pro and replaced it with the Air.
Just like cars, there are no more base models. The premium model of last year is now the base model of this year.
How much does a regular iPhone cost then?
I think it's the same. It's like $800.
800?
I'm looking right now. We have iPhone 17 starts at $800 with
Wait, is it $899 or is it $799?
It's $799.
Okay, so $800. Okay, so
which is probably the phone almost everybody should get. It's actually really good. They 120 hertz screen. screen now. Like all the major things that were compromised on it are pretty much gone. It just doesn't have the very best cameras, really. But that's about the only thing missing, I think. It's a reasonable size, unlike the phone I'm buying.
You gotta have. I feel like at this point we're just gonna evolve to have like LeBron James hands because at this rate. I mean, that's the thing that I kind of like about the foldable phones.
My hands are not big enough for a Pro Max.
Yeah. No. Well,
it's a two-handed phone.
It is.
I was looking at that. I think I was watching. It was not maybe it was iJustine or like somebody, and I saw them holding the phone. And I was just thinking like the Pro Max, or I don't know if it was the Pro Max or the Pro, but it looked really big compared to her hand. and I know that like okay, it's like my hands isn't that big, but my goodness, like looking at my iPhone Pro Max now, which is 16. Like, and comparing it to what I saw in that video, it's like, that looks way bigger.
It's the same screen, isn't it? I think the whole front of the thing is the same as last year. It's the back that changed, right? The internals.
Yeah. But it just, I don't know. It just looks thicker. It looks bigger. Like,
and very, very orange.
And very, very orange. But again, getting back, you were saying?
I'm getting the orange one.
You're going to get the orange one? Wow. Yes. What is the appeal of the orange one?
It's my favorite colors. If they make it orange, anything, I'll get it.
It's such a cool color. I know people hate it. A lot of designer people hate it, but I'm like, it's cool. It's just because we're so starved for color in our monochromatic iPhones on the Pro level anyway for years and years, and the lack of saturation. Some reviewer was like, "Hey, Apple finally found the saturation slider," which is great.
I'm just thinking like from the prior versions of Pro models. Usually the Pro models are a little bit like on the more like subtle,
it's
dark,
like gray, black,
gray, like muted,
and white, maybe gold or something. I don't know.
Even then, it'd be like champagne gold or something a little more like,
but
But
anyway, so so two of us are buying new stuff. You buying anything, Kotaro?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be good this year because I already have.
I think the
Pro
AirPods
16.
are kind of Yeah, you got a 16. You don't need a new one.
And I have an AirPod Pro 2 that I only recently, relatively, I wouldn't say relatively, but like within a certain time frame is like okay, I'm still enjoying this one right now.
I've had my since the first Pro 2s came out. I have them so. I always buy the AirPods when they come out. It's just a no-brainer for me. But yeah, if you're listening to this, you're like, I don't have any AirPods Pro. Should I get them? Well, see if you can get a version 2 on Amazon because they sell them for like $140 sometimes or something like that. Like way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah.
And they're really good. I mean, they're not. It's not like the 3s are so much better.
Yeah, I forgot where. I think it might have been Amazon, but I got it on definitely on one of those sales like the Prime Day or something like that, exactly. Where they would sell it for like $30. They would take off $20 to $30 off the price.
Yeah, so, man. It's like $250 normally.
Pretty solid. Okay.
So as for the iOS 26 stuff, I'm running it now. So we're all on 26.
No, I'm not.
Put it on. You're not?
No. How dare you, Aaron? What's to be afraid of?
See, release cans, the same thing's coming out on Monday.
It's like, wait till Monday.
Isn't that around? It's coming out Monday, the 15th?
Yes. Is that Monday? Yes.
Yeah, so I installed it, and it's a little more sluggish. It's definitely killing my freaking battery on everything. My watch.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And my phone
is already not that great.
My battery's at 80% health now. One more percentage drop, and I think I can get a new battery.
Well, in your case, you're fine because you're getting a new phone anyway.
Yeah, please stay at 80% until I trade it in, so I don't lose my money. The interface. I mean, it's a little slower in places. I put on everything. iPad Mini too. Yeah. Man, the iPad Mini definitely feels it. And some of that's because there's a lot of churn that happens first day or whatever when you get a new OS on. Yep. But the actual interface, it's growing on me as I use it. As you said it would, Kotaro. Because at first I was like, what is this? Like, why? And it's growing on me, especially in messages. I started messing around with that. I put backgrounds on things, started messing with backgrounds, which, I know we saw. Didn't you say that was horrible? I found like embarrassing photos to put on there. So my family has not upgraded yet. So I made sure that like our family chat has a hilarious background of, I think, my dad's face. Okay. And I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to tell them that I did this. And then once they upgrade, they'll go into the chat and it'll just update itself. Because that's what happened to me. So my friend Mike had a background on a chat we were having, and I didn't see it, obviously, until I upgraded to 26, and all of a sudden there was this background. So I'm excited for the lulls that day. But I actually do like the liquid glass stuff. It looks, it depends on the app, but the little effects, I'm not sold on some of the effects. I think notifications kind of like blooping in or something instead of just coming down. It's like a little weird to me.
It's kind of funny. One of the things that I've noticed about, particularly on iOS, is that it has these weird moments of like, you're used to one way of doing things, and they've completely changed it in a lot of ways. So, like, the Safari app is a really good example.
God,
of like,
Safari is annoying the shit out of me right now.
Right, because you're not used to it yet. So
but it's
one
like
of the things,
taps to get to the tabs that close them now. It used to be one tap.
100%.
There's no way to turn that back? That's really annoying, actually.
You should be able to turn that back. That's actually like a mechanic that you can like turn back and get the way it used to be.
Well, I'll have to check, because that's the one thing that really annoys me about it.
One of the things that you have to learn is like, when you swipe, you can swipe at the bottom. Like, everything is around the drag gesture. Like, you have to start looking at the drag gesture as the way they're trying to encourage you to interface with a lot of the UI now. Like, anywhere
I know
you
people
think,
that still wish the button existed on iPhones, so I'm sure that adding even more overloads to a completely invisible and undiscoverable gesture is going to go down really well.
100%. I'm never going to dispute if anybody has super gripes about the
I didn't even
way
know that
things
there was
are versus the way
Yeah.
It's basically like if somebody from a much younger generation or name of a demographic was like building a UI and all the gesture-based mechanics of what they're used to, whether it be TikTok or, whatever, Snap or any of these sort of like bizarro, you have to sort of discover by like doing interfaces. That's kind of like their generation of like, we don't need things explicitly told to us. We already kind of sense these things, right? So like
it's another form of a societal collapse we can blame on Gen Z.
No, I don't want to say that, because it's one of those things where like because it's kind of like the UI that they're used to, right? Like all those like interface, it's not design language, but it's like
user experience, human computer
user
interaction.
experiences they kind of grow up with, so that's what they're sort of used to, right?
I mean,
like, I'm not even used to this. I'm not used to this, the doom scroll, and then you the scroll up on TikTok, and then you scroll sideways for some reason.
I don't even have TikTok, man. I've never used. I used an early version of it and I deleted it.
Like going to school, going to work during like school hour, like the school hours when all the kids are there. It's kind of an interesting journey of like watching kids like do these gestures that you're just like, what are you doing?
Oh, they're on TikTok.
They're like swiping left, right, center, and all all in between, doing long taps, and then like when they have to do the thing with the keyboard, they're like, and then they're like boom, and they're like, they're like in and out. It's like, I have a text messages thing. Like they are like the masters of that space in that sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing I actually feel like the keyboard improved on 26 in terms of like accuracy for me typing, but because everything is a little bit like slower sometimes, like frame drops that happen more than I'm used to. Maybe because it's a 14 Pro Max. This really feels like an OS designed for the latest iPhones. Like more than
yes.
It's like the 14 Pro Max feels like it struggles a little bit on it, just a little bit sometimes, and I'm like, whoa, this phone was very expensive.
It is probably one of the more. I mean, it reminds me of like, is what skeuomorphism really wanted to be, but it couldn't be because of the like the GPU intensive kind of things that were required.
I showed somebody just the tab bar where you can. I was like, so you don't have to just tap them. You can kind of like completely unnecessary, but you can like tap and like hold this little globule glass looking thing, kind of move it around. It refracts everything and like, oh, neat. So it was impressive to normies,
right?
Which is good
because again, the drag gesture is the primary mode for which that's what they're kind of like.
Yeah,
that's what they're going for. Is
so you think that
it's less tapping and more swiping?
You think this is the TikTok OS release?
I don't want to go that far.
TikTokification of iOS?
I think it's much more of like a paradigm shift in the way we interact with the UX to be much more drag focus and less tap focus. Once I got that in my brain, it began to sort of make sense of like the design decisions. Because sometimes I'll be like, why does it take, like you said, like 2 buttons to get to my tabs, right? Or they're hidden inside my ellipsis.
Yeah, is there a shortcut to that in Safari? With a gesture to get to the tabs?
Good question. I don't know.
So like putting things
I think
behind
there
ellipses,
is, but yeah.
It's like the return of the hamburger menu.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm never going to let Apple down on this one because they have an entire video which they seem to have buried a bit, but they have an entire video where they talk about don't do a hamburger menu, and they just keep bringing hamburger menus and home tabs. Another thing I said not to do. They just kind of did a 180 on a lot of their advice from a few years ago.
I think a lot of it is like, I don't even think they have a clear, like, it's much more of a vibe, like, versus like a clear system. Like, these are well-researched ideas.
Yeah, it's like it's a vibe release.
I mean, I think there is some
the vibe.
Maybe that's a harsh word. There is some design decisions you can kind of grok from that you can say, okay, like this is the way they want us to do it going forward. But the key thing to remember is when you use you almost have to remember that those buttons, like the tab bar, the nav bar, and the buttons on those, which are no longer bars, they're more like capsules.
Floating panels, yeah.
Floating panels, right? But they're on top. They're a layer on top of your app layer, and so you always have to treat it like that metaphorically. Which
really, yeah. I mean, it's much more obvious. I think this is not a part of the screen that I control too much.
Right.
I have limited influence, but the influence I do have is indirect. It's like the colors that bleed through, and there's a few API options for things like you can some of the options for the tab, toolbar buttons where you can like choose to separate them or let them be merged, but you don't have a lot of control. Like, one of the weird things is when you open a menu, like a switch by menu, and it does that like bloop thing, and it like, it opens up instead of just like a tooltip thing, just opening. It's just like long animation of bloop. Everything's like a bloop.
Yes.
Effect.
Yes. Yeah. They went ham on the bouncy animation.
It's not just bouncy, it's bloop. It's like that.
Yes. Yeah, it's like they have
gelatin.
So like again, like a lot of these buttons are like liquidy, almost like T1000.
Yes, the T1000
liquid instead of liquid metal, it's liquid glass, right? So it's almost alive. Yeah, so it's playful, and the hilarious part is like if you press on it, it lights up, right?
Yeah, it does. It's like the glow out of nowhere, like it became holy.
Yes, that's the part that I think the metaphor sort of breaks, even though I get the reasoning behind it.
Well, you have to indicate it somehow, but like,
where
does light come from? It has an inner light. It's the inner beauty of the user interface spilling out of Johnny Ive's white room, which is still there at Apple's campus, just no longer.
Really?
It has to be, right? I mean, they wouldn't have built that white room and not use it. That's where they put the inner light of the UI layer. And Johnny Ive, he's not in there anymore. So now they had to find some use for it. So now it spills out through liquid glass.
The effect is amazing. Like if you long press, or
actually, it's so
and like
it's
it does
better looking on your phone than simply.
Yeah, it does have this like really cool effect of like, I don't know, of like it just like explodes in light, and then you're like doing whatever, you go to the next thing. Or it does the action, but there's so much things that are like super extra about that UI, right? So like when you rotate your phone, right, like the glint on the edges kind of move, like we talked about before. If you press and hold on the search bar, like there's a hover light that like tracks and follows, and that's actually built into the button. Any button you make has that same effect.
Yeah, I have a bunch of buttons I'm going to have to like remake at some point because they don't really fit.
Yeah.
It's just, anyway. But anyway, I thought all three of us had it, but apparently not. You're missing out on the Bento Fit iOS 26 goodness, which I actually don't exactly know what you did. It was different, but
what I did in that sense was respect. I committed to the gel buttons.
Oh, okay.
The jelly buttons on the nav bar. What would normally be on the nav bar, just plain text or plain icons. I just said, okay, well, there's going to stay that way. The caveat is like you have to, if you have like a custom opaque, your own custom color on the nav bar, you need to get rid of those because now that's just a gradient, like a progressive gradient. You shouldn't have that in that space. Also, like your titles have to make sense in that open space now. And so I kept the title bars the way they were, and I tweaked them a little bit. I have a really hard problem. Like if anybody tells me I'm a horrible person for accessibility, they're right. But because I made the nav bar title very, very borderline unreadable because they're meant to blend in the background a little more. They're not meant as emphasis. They're meant almost like you can kind of read it and they're kind of there, but you don't really need, aside from the fact that it's a title, you really don't need to know much. So it's I guess it's almost like trying to treat it like a package deal where like maybe the package has the logo, but it's like a luxury brand package. I hate that term, but like just like a really well done package where like the logo is not supposed to shout in your face.
Yeah. It's very subtle.
Yeah, so it's meant to be more subtle than that. It's not meant to be like, hey, I'm Bento Fit. It's like, you already know that. You went into the app for the explicit reason to look at your bento box and get the dashboard data and then get out.
So speaking of Bento Fit, the last 10 minutes here, might as well talk about the project.
Weird.
People are like, will you shut up and tell us what happened? Yeah, so we still haven't submitted yet.
Nope.
But we're very close. We don't even have time for the story so far. You're just going to have to go back to previous episodes.
That's fine. I think we've done it enough times.
Yeah, so like we're close. I did some polishing. We still have the onboarding to finish, Revenue Cat, and then all the ancillary website BS to do. And we have to get it all done in exactly like basically a week and a half. We want to try to submit in a week and a half-ish.
So for some context, we are building this very simple fitness app.
No context. We don't have time for context. Okay, continue.
Only in one sense, right? For the side project that we're working on, in the sense of like to submit to Revenue Cat's Ship-a-Ton hackathon.
Ship-a-Ton hackathon, yep.
Where you can win prizes and et cetera. But like the key thing is you have to have Revenue Cat SDK integrated in with some payment process figured out for it and submit it to the App Store. And it has to be submitted in the App Store. Available in the App Store before you submit it to Ship-a-Ton as an entry. And you have to submit
Ship-a-Ton by the 30th, which means you're running out of time, which means by the time you're listening to this, that is the week that we are planning to submit when you're listening to this, because if we don't, we're just like...
Maybe it's already available when you listen to this. Who knows?
I mean, if we're that quick, that'd be great.
Actually, what is it? When this is released, it'll be on the 22nd. The next 15th. Podcast, the 15th, and then the next podcast will be the 29th. So yes, if everything goes right and we do our job, the app should be available by the time you hear, way earlier than the time that you hear that recording. Not this one, the next one on the.
Yes. Now that we've confused everybody.
Yes.
So you know that scene in Spaceballs where they're looking at. Try to explain this. So it's not now. It's then, as in the future, not the past. No. So it's by the time you're listening to this episode, we've already submitted or will be submitting this week, and then the next episode, hopefully, we'll be like, we're done.
Yes,
and we'll tell you about it. And then the episode after that, maybe we'll find out the glorious prizes that we didn't win.
So what do we have left that we need to get done?
Okay, your onboarding.
Yes.
Your crazy onboarding needs to be finished. We need to do some Revenue Cat integration, and then we have all of the... And Aaron has a few more metrics he still wants to do. That's like a minor thing. relatively minor. And then we need all the other ancillary crap like websites and stuff to be built, which I have to just slap together from static templates or something.
Yes.
So they get it done quick.
And privacy policy.
Yeah, like that. That's what I mean. That's one of the things.
Yeah. That's one of the things.
I'm going to chat GPT a lot of it.
You know what I'd be curious about as an honest experiment? Whether or not ChatGPT does a decent job giving you keywords.
Keywords? Oh, yeah, we can try that, yeah.
I would just say, just limit it to this much. Provide the character limit, which I think is like 100 characters. I could be wrong. Is it 100 or 1,000?
There's probably already some kind of SaaS product that we could pay $20 a month for that give us keywords. And they probably just send the request to ChatGPT.
It's honestly not that complicated in terms of like for keywords particularly. Like as long as you don't need to worry about plurals of anything, you want to make sure that you pick words that you would put in the search of like to find our app. Maybe you would do something like fitness. You would type running or something like that. If you want to squeeze more words in fact, you type run. You don't type running. Because you already have, because they also include that as a part of the full set of keywords. You don't have to worry about plurals, so you can keep things in a singular format. So you can type fit as opposed to exercise. Yeah, there's a lot of like little trickeries that I found that got, like when I was doing dividend calc, I noticed that if I typed these things in, and then you would do like, you used to be able to use, I don't know if like the search ads for Apple, like they had a section where you can actually find the most popular keywords for some topic, and then you could use that to like drive what you add. It's all pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So, but there's lots of like little things to do. So we have to wrap up the coding part of this.
Yes.
And get it good enough where it's not going to be what I would prefer it would be.
We got rid of the WatchKit extension. Or the WatchKit target and the widget.
The target, the code's there.
Yeah. Yes, the code is there.
I removed watchOS and widgets, even though widgets was the primary concept originally. I was like, we don't have time to get it in this contest. It's funny. I saw a post on X or something, and someone was like, I don't know why apps don't do more good widgets, because like one good widget and it makes me want to use this app, something like that. And I was like, that hurt. I felt that one. I felt that comment because that's exactly what it's going to be with this. Why are there no widgets for this? I'm like, we know. But
I always say to a lot of colleagues, and maybe I could be wrong about it, but I'm just like, why doesn't, like, particularly big companies, like, why do you not include widgets? If you think about it, people who like using your app will use the widgets.
Yes, because widgets,
and it takes up so much real estate on the home screen.
Yeah, but as we learned, making a widget is not always like turnkey. It's not always like super simple. Like just a very basic fake widget we had just caused all kinds of compiler errors as we were trying to fix other things. Like we didn't even do anything, and it just decided to be a problem. But hopefully we'll do them for the next one. I think we'll probably do another release after this. Fingers crossed.
0.1, 0.2 for sure. Yeah,
to get a few things out, but. Yeah, so we really got to get that done. The revenue cat thing is a requirement, and otherwise, I don't even know if we'd bother having like an in-app purchase. But
so here,
we're going to do it.
For people listening, we're about to execute a mini sprint of insanity of trying to get stuff done within almost like 10 days of the remaining tasks, which is
while we have day jobs and other things going on. Yeah.
Revenue cat integration, maybe a few more metrics for the Adonis of the crew. This can be done offline, but identifying the defaults for your onboarding. So when you're onboarded, you have three options, couch potato, regular workout person, and then, an athletic gada, aka Aaron. And then you go from there, and then we have to figure out which data items we want to add to it. The other thing that we need to do is figure out what type of revenue model we want to go with, whether it be just a one-time in-app purchase or to unlock, whatever features we want to unlock, or, a subscription of some kind. Revenue Cat's actually quite good for any of those.
I think the simplest thing that takes the least amount of time probably is we're going to go for to start with.
Yeah.
And then if it goes gangbusters, well, I guess we'll have to send an update out.
Yep. build the thing and worry about monetization later.
Except we can't because monetization is like a requirement.
Well, if you do a tip jar, I mean, that's actually kind of like the easiest approach, because there's no like, there's no pressure on the person consuming our app, for now. Yeah, and so hopefully we will, by the time you hear after this podcast, so what would that be? Episode 98 is when you'll know for sure if we made it the finish line or not. So, but I don't know. Do we have a reasonable? I mean, we don't have a lot in terms of core functionality. I think the core functionality is actually pretty much done.
It's fine.
Everything.
I've shown the app to regular people, and they, what they said. Oh, I liked it. You just like can look at it, like it. They like the fact that it's just there. You just open it and it's there.
Yep.
And there's your data, and I was like, yeah, that's the point. You're just going to look at it and then close it again. It's the whole point. It's just a dashboard, and they like that. So like the core feature of being fast to load and see your stuff, that's working for people, and they think the cool effects that you did were cool. The cool design is neat. They like that.
Ah, cool. Glad to hear it.
So, yeah.
All right. Well,
we need to get a beta test flight for other people.
Yes. Oh. At least within the Philly Cocoa Slack group, we can do that. I think that at least to start.
Now we can. iOS 26 things. Somebody just needs to build it. We keep building this thing as an internal test flight only, so we can't make it a public link.
We have to submit it to Apple, right, for the private one. But we can do that now, right? We should be fine.
No, you can't. We have to rebuild it as a regular build for test flight. So you can't do an internal test flight only build. It won't let you submit it.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So okay,
but we'll fix it. We'll fix it.
We can do that manually
tomorrow. Let's make sure we do it tomorrow, because tomorrow is a Philly Cocoa meeting.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, that's a good idea. So wait, we have to submit it today because it takes them a day to actually do that, right?
Okay.
To actually,
we'll, have to build.
I mean, I can run it. You can start a build.
After this is done, Kotaro is going to submit a build to test flight. He's going to try. We'll see what happens. We'll let you know. Yeah. If you don't have enough access, let me know. I think you have enough access to do it.
Yeah, I should. Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'll find out. Cool. Well, I guess we can, unless there's anything else, Steven, what we can wrap up for this podcast?
Yeah, I think that is it.
Well, that's all we have for today. There, you can learn more about Philly Cocoa at phillycocoa.org. There you'll find links to our Slack group, meetup schedule, and contact info. And if you're feeling generous, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your podcast platform of choice is. And please share us with all your developer friends. And one more thing is shipathon.com. This is a hackathon run by Revenue Cat, and it'll be over by the time, there'll be like 2 weeks left at best you might have to actually participate in it.
Okay. Get your app done in a week and submit it. Go for it. Do it.
Go for it. Do it. And they've been championing the app development project. You can build it in however way you want, really, as long as it's a platform that integrates with the Revenue Cat SDK. So
all the rules are on their website.
Swift, Kotlin, Flutter, React, Web, whatever. They're all the platforms.
We never did. We never looked at who won last year to see how much of a shot we don't have.
Okay, yeah. I think
we are definitely not winning. Looking at what they did last. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. No, we didn't do that cool of a thing.
All right. Don't. Yeah. Okay. Don't look. Don't look.
Don't look.
Until next time, good luck on your own developer journey. We will cheer for you always.
Is all your liquid glass going to pool into crease in the middle of your folding phone?